Hey, everybody. Today is Tarot Tuesday. I am with Priscilla, and we've got some great questions and great spreads we're going to talk about. Welcome, welcome, Patricia. Priscilla. She looks like a Patricia.
Well, thank you, Mary. And as you mentioned, I am Priscilla Mendez from 100 Graces, jewelry designer by trade, owner of 100graces.com, number 100 word graces. And but tarot's another passion of mine, and I incorporate it very often in my jewelry and daily life. So very grateful to be here, spread some knowledge about tarot.
Yes, people need this right now. The people need to have connection, knowledge, information. It's good.
Finding their path, and that's everybody's God-given right to live their life as fully as possible and to
Yeah.
understand their strengths and weaknesses and craft the destiny that they're meant to craft for themselves.
Yes. Okay. So, our first question is, how do you connect to the light before a reading?
So before reading, I mean, so I'm clairvoyant and clairaudient, and I'm a little bit empathic, but I do, and we'll get into that. But I do like to create boundaries for myself. I like to. I mean, I'll be honest. I've been doing this for so long. It's not like every time I get a reading, and sometimes readings do like just come at me randomly. I'm not like preparing all day, like I'm like gonna prepare for this, but I always at all times I think of having kind of like a barrier of white light around me, like always envision like kind of like a shield of white light around me, and the information that comes in me is sacred, but I don't carry what's not mine with me past that. And that's kind of a pact that I have with the universe, and I've had that since I was a little girl when I realized I was very sensitive. So that's what I've always carried with me.
I like that. That's really, really, I mean, to be definitive about your craft, that right there is protection by itself. That
Right.
it's blocking anything. Okay. And then, first question is major versus minor arcana and when they disappear. I'm not even sure what that means, but I'm sure you'll tell.
So major arcanas are major life events, major life lessons, spiritual lessons, things that are like put in your destiny, if you will, so that your soul needs to learn that lesson. So it's huge. I mean, it's akin to in your life, like getting married, having a child, pursuing higher education, kind of like major life events that define you. And minor arcana are more like the everyday, you know, events that are corresponding with those major arcanas. Or it could be like, a message coming, an email coming for an opportunity, but they're not like a major or overarching event. Major arcanas, in terms of, with tarot, there's never any, timelines are often a little bit fuzzy. With certain things, there's not always like a definitive timeline, but usually a major arcana lasts about, I would say, if you want to average it, maybe like half a year to a year. But that makes sense because a human lifespan of an average of 80 years, you're not gonna have that many major events. Not every day you get married. It's not every day you find the love of your life. Not every day you learn something major, crashing down on you about yourself. So, but what I've seen in like doing the readings that I have done is that they usually last about half a year to a year. Longest is probably like 2 years.
Wow.
But it all depends on everybody's kind of like Akashic record, their own karma, their own soul contract. These things all vary. But yeah.
So it's in,
And
I could have like a 3 month arcana and someone else could have a 2 year arcana, depending on what they have to learn.
right. Or depending on how hard they're fighting against kind of like their lesson and their destiny and whatnot.
Oh, so
Like,
it's
for example, okay. For
is it,
example, like the Hangman is always that's a card that everyone gets and they're like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? It's the card of like sacrifice, of ascension, of it goes, it's after the death card. So it's like, once like a part of you dies, like it's kind of like the bringing in of something new and like letting go of what was before. So it's like, somebody who is very much in tune with themselves, has a spiritual practice, is constantly working on themselves. They might get over that a lot quicker than somebody who, for whatever cultural, societal, personal reasons, is kind of stuck on their ways and really has struggles with change.
Wow. Okay.
However, that person who struggles with change gets a reading and gets the Hangman. Hopefully that makes them realize, okay, maybe there's some things I gotta let go.
Snap out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have, you're going to show us some different spreads. I've got to make sure we can connect this camera.
Well, I want to go back to the last question. So that question actually came from a friend who I've been doing readings for, and that question came because so the backstory to that is that she got like a major arcana card. It was kind of like the Tower, the Hangman. It was all these kind of like big, huge personal changes kind of cards. And then she got a reading with me a month after that, and every single one of her cards were minor arcana. And that's where the question was like, okay, so what's going on? I'm like, well, I think it means that your major, whatever that major transition you're going through, it's still in place. And these are just like the minor little daily events that are going through your life right now that are being brought to your attention. And that's when she asked the question, well, when does a major arcana, when do they go away? And so I was like, oh, that's a really good question, actually, because I'm sure a lot of people wonder that. When do these major life events just go away?
When you finally embrace them. Right?
When you totally live through them, yeah.
When you integrated it, accepted, learned it, loved it. Okay. Yeah. So should I pull the, all right. So here we go. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Are you going to the next the question?
Yeah,
what's the next?
The different spreads there are, number 2.
Okay, so let me just start with, so there are 4, I mean, there's a spread for literally everything. There's a spread for whether you should get your car fixed. I mean, there's a spread for everything. But the 4 major categories that all tarot card spread go, they start from, you can pull the slide later and I'll explain the slide.
Okay.
Right now. So 4 categories, and the first category are daily spreads. So daily spreads are kind of like, what are things to look out for, today? Like, what's a theme that's going to happen today? How do I get through it? And then the next would be a revelation spread. And those are kind of more like soul searching, like, who am I now? Where am I going? What are my greatest strengths and my greatest weaknesses? What are some themes that are in my life that I need to attend to? What are my priorities? Those are a revelation spread because they reveal things about yourself. And then you have relationship spreads, which is, we might get into that next week because that's a whole topic itself, but it's kind of like couples therapy, but in tarot, like mixing the two of them together, kind of like, there's so many different topics within that, but kind of like that is a spread that's done with you and like a partner and like kind of some issues that you can work with together. Those are relationship spreads. And then the final category, which is what tarot is mostly known for, are destiny spreads. So that ranges from the most famous one. Anybody who has done tarot before, had a reading, knows the Celtic Cross. It's kind of like a huge layout of like past, how the present is affecting, where the present is, and then how the present is then affecting the future and what your future is going to look like. So destiny spreads are all future oriented. Although the Celtic Cross within the future spread is pretty holistic because it does take account present, and past. But within that, you have like for destiny spreads, it ranges from what your year is going to look like to just how your present's affecting all future choices.
Yeah.
Timeline oriented.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds really amazing. So, okay. Should I pull these spreads out?
Yeah. We have some examples of some of these spreads.
All right. Oops. Okay. Camera. My camera's been acting a little crazy there. There.
Okay, there you go. So this is a here, let me pull my phone so I can read it because it's kind of fuzzy. So this is an example of a daily practice spread. Usually daily spreads, there's not too many cards, there's not too much going on, it's just 3 cards, and this one you know, you have the top one is like card of the day, just like kind of theme of like your day. And then like the second card is like attend to this, like some themes to attend to. And then the third position would be what to look out for. So feelings, desires, or reactions that could arise. So it's just like a very nice like snapshot of your day. Just a way to kind of stay attentive to yourself during your day.
So it's almost like past, present, and future, or no?
No, it's a daily practice. It's so I would say it's more focused on just the present.
The moment.
What are some things that are bothering you now? Just things that are gonna be priorities to you just this day. And usually I would say daily practice, kind of daily spreads are a great way for anybody who's a little new to tarot and wants to be able to, you know, read their own cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to start because it's not too much going on, too much to interpret. It's just kind of usually 3 cards or 1 card, and it's just your day. So you can like just kind of break down, you know, how it's a good way to be like, I wonder if I interpreted this correctly. And, you know, you have by the end of just 24 hours to see kind of how that all played out.
Yeah. Okay. So then the next one, who am I now and where am I going?
Oh, that one's a great one. I love this spread. Yeah, so you can see the first card in the middle, it says this is who I am now, and then usually a crossing card too.
Yeah.
So it's like what you don't know about yourself. And then third card is like what you need to relinquish, so what you need to let go of. And the fourth card is like what you need to develop. The fifth one is what you would love to become. The sixth is your current quest. And then 7 is where it will lead.
Wow. Wow. Those are all great questions.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is an example of a revelation spread, like revealing kind of things about yourself.
So when somebody doesn't know this, I mean, I have so many times I have clients have this question. I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going. They need this.
Like a purpose, like they're finding a purpose. And everybody does have a soul purpose. And I think revelation spreads are a great way to connect with that part of yourself.
The purpose.
So that would be a great spread for those clients you're talking about. Would be this one.
All right. So the next one, how you see each other. Oh, this is the relationship one?
Yeah, this is an example. So again, within these categories of spreads, there are like numerous ones. There's so many of them. This is where I'm getting all these spreads is the Tarot Bible. Let's see, hold on. How do I
right there.
I'm getting a lot of these spreads, but I mean, there's so many you can look up online and whatnot. This book, I'll be completely honest right now, that I really like the spreads in this book. I'm not super keen on like the tarot definitions they put in there. I'll just be honest. I'm not. Yeah. So anybody who's looking into it, but this is a good book for spreads. Yeah, this is so let's see. Let me pull this up. This is an example of a relationship spread, which I would not recommend relationship spreads for novice readers just because it does involve another person. You're reading for yourself and another person at the same time. Mm-hmm. So again, if you're new to this, like start with the daily spreads and the revelation spreads and then work your way up. But this relationship spread, so it's like the top row, you have partner A and then partner B. And so it's like 1 and 2 is like how each partner sees each other.
Yeah.
And then it's because mirroring is a big part of relationship spreads. And then 3 and 4 are, 1 is like what does partner 1 want from the relationship versus what does partner B want from the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then the 5 and 6 are where the first partner believes the relationship is going versus what does the second partner believe the relationship is going. So this is a really good spread to do, you know, for any like, you know, couple, anybody in a relationship to see it, you know, if you're on the same page and where you can maybe like work on some things to be on the same page.
Yeah, because you might not even be on the same page and not even know it.
Yeah, you may like want different things out of a relationship that you're not are not giving to each other. Or, you know, it can either be validating or maybe like, hey, this is maybe an area we really need to work on.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's almost, I mean, as long as I've been with the show for 29 years, that would be scary for me to even see. Even though
tarot is not scary. I think it has like, I think Hollywood has put such a scary spin on it through like a lot of bad movies and stuff like that. You know, But I think, for example, it's like I could see like if some fictitious person does this spread, right?
Yeah.
And then like if like partner A, a lot of like what they want from the relationship, what they believe it's going, like third and like the third and like fifth cards, if they're all like water sign, like water, like cups, like cup cards, and
Yeah.
then the other partner has a bunch of like pentacle cards. All right, so it's very obvious then to me that one partner really wants like is more in the emotional realm of the relationship. They want emotional fulfillment, they want conversation, they want more time spent, whereas the other partner is kind of more focused on like the financial,
Yeah.
earthly kind of like getting a house together, all of these kind of
Yeah.
things. Then maybe these two partners can see, all right, maybe like we can do like one night where we sit together and like plan things, and another night maybe we just watch a movie, have some wine, have some charcuterie, and like just spend time with each other. Let's like make that work, come to a
Yeah.
middle with that. But I think either way, like these two partners having done this spread would have benefited from being honest about what each other wants. And I think that's really important.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. All right. So it's not so scary after all.
No, it's not.
Okay. So then the
Okay.
traditional Celtic
Yeah.
cross.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate, like the OG of every like tarot spread is a Celtic cross because it goes through everything. It's counted as a destiny spread because it does go into outcomes, but I don't know. I think a Celtic cross, I personally think is everything. I think it's a revelation and a destiny. But anyway, so the first card in the middle is you now, heart of the matter. So it's kind of like the major theme in your life. The second one would be the challenge and the blockage. So it's crossing you. The number two
Uh-huh.
is yeah, like what you're struggling with. So your theme, what you're struggling with. And then third is a conscious goal. So what you think you're trying to do. The fourth one is the unknown influence. Interesting. Okay, so this book calls it an unknown influence. In other books, it's called an unconscious goal. So you have your conscious
Mm.
goal, like what you know. It's like, for example, I want to make money, but your unconscious goal could be like you want to find balance. You just don't really know that yet. But that's unconscious.
Mm.
It's in the other part of your psyche, unknown influence. And then your 5 is then past influence. Your 6 is then counterbalance with your approaching influence. 7 is your inner resources or talent. So something you're actually good at that's going to benefit this entire theme. 8 is how others see you in this, which is I think that's a very important placement because a lot of times people don't understand how other people are seeing them. And it's good to
Yeah.
know in
Yeah.
this whole like how people are perceiving what you're doing with your life. 9 is your hopes and your fears, and then 10 is then your outcome based on your current projection of what you're doing.
Wow. Yeah, that's intense. Definitely very clear.
Very intense. It was very, very intense.
If
And another thing I want to say with all that, with the whole concept of destiny, tarot is very much about free will. It very much supports that each individual has free will. So just because like your outcome or whatever in any tarot spread you get may not be what you want to hear or whatever, just know that every individual has all the power to change their destiny at all times. There's no such thing as a fixed destiny.
yeah. Okay. Do we have another one?
Telling you the projection that's happening based on what you're doing without changing anything right now.
Yeah. All right. So I think that was the last one. Right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about anything else on that, or we're good there?
Let's see. I talked about free will. About that destiny is something that's always changing. I mean, there are like life lessons that are put into everybody's life based on karma, based on past lives, based on all of that. But what you do with it, what your outcome is with it, is all on you. And so I think tarot is a great tool to know how you're doing with all of this. Are you going into pitfalls, or are you like rising above it and doing something about it? And just awareness is everything, I think, really.
Yeah, totally, completely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 more questions, but we're close to 5. Should we hold back on those questions? And
I mean, it's a time thing. I don't want to go past 30 minutes. So
okay. All right, so then let's do it. We'll save those questions, these 2 questions, because you covered a lot. You covered a lot.
I did. I sure did.
So
Yeah.
let's go over, let's talk about some of your jewelry, and
Okay.
then we'll do a reading right there. So these are earrings.
Those are my pendulums.
Oh, pendulums. Oh my
That
God.
look like earrings sometimes. It
Yeah.
looks like earrings sometimes. Yeah.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Crystal
Okay.
pendulum.
So what's the difference? Yin and yang, or?
Well, one is called Divining Love, and that one has morganite, garnet, and pearl, all the love stones. So anybody who's single, ready to mingle, if you're like, should I go on this date or not? Is this a good guy or not? Then that's a good pendulum for you. And then the next one has an amethyst, chrysoprase, and labradorite. That one's called my inner knowing pendulum, and that one's just all things intuition, connecting with your intuition. And yeah, I think pendulums are a great way for beginner or not beginner to just connect with their intuition, really, and their third eye.
Yeah, Gilles been using his for a long time. He has several, one that we got from you and another one that we had before, and he really goes towards it.
Yeah,
When you need to
it's
get
a tool. Just practice like listening to yourself, because I think one big takeaway you can take from pendulum, like regardless of what your beliefs are, is that if you use it enough, at some point you learn to recognize your own thoughts and your own gut when you have a decision coming at you. It could be as much as like, should I be going in traffic right now, or like, or should I take this job or whatever. It could be like any big or small thing, but at some point it trains you to just kind of like really listen to that first gut instinct, and that's really important.
yeah, definitely. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, then we've got a bracelet over here.
Oh yeah, that's my Queen of Wands bracelet. The Queen of Wands is one of my favorite court cards in tarot. So a little nerd Priscilla moment. I do like the Queen of Wands just because I'm a fire sign too, and the Queen of Wands represents all things like charismatic, kind of like a go get 'em attitude. Um, yeah, so she represents all of that, and I really liked her, and so I created a bracelet out of the Queen of Wands.
Beautiful, so beautiful. Okay, and then we've got, I go through my phases where I really like these tie ones versus
Yeah,
what.
rustables. This is my fluorite bracelet. This is a diffuser bracelet. So I just want to introduce that I have a diffuser line for any essential oil junkies out there. These are knotted. It's a lava stone and fluorite. Fluorite's great for, again, you mentioned in my first question, just how to deflect negativity and kind of guard yourself. Fluorite's a really great, it's a great guard against any negative thoughts or outside influence that you don't want. And yeah, just the lava is great for diffusing oils. And the nylon also is best for diffuser jewelry just because it absorbs and doesn't tarnish the way metal does.
Yeah,
So
that does happen sometimes. And then the
and
last,
that in terms of like guarding your boundaries, gemstones are great for that. Oh, and then this is my blissfully radiant mala. So I just want to showcase mala. Meditation is a great way to connect to the light, and mala meditation is a really good way to get into a meditation practice. There's a lot of just the act of going through the beads. It stimulates the meridians of your fingers, and it's a great meditation practice all around. You
yeah,
can use it with a mantra, use it with an intention. And this one's a poppy jasper and rose quartz mala.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and I want to show two different ones. This is my very first mala you made. It was a redo from a bracelet, and I decided to wear it today. You can just touch it and feel it because it's so tactile. If you need to have a stimulation on your brain, sometimes I do. And then the other mala one I wanted to share is on my this. I've had a different glass like this for a very long time. This is a new glass. My other one is the fitness glass, and you're working on a mala for it. But I decided, because I have so many malas, that I want to have them around me, either on my head, on my neck, on my water bottles, on my diffusers, because
Right.
you get the energy from the mala, and then when you pray with it, you've got the essential oil or whatever. So this is actually charging my water as well as the crystal down there. Let me bring this a little closer. This is so sexy.
Oh yeah, the garnet and black tourmaline. Can't go wrong with garnet. You really can't.
I love it.
You really can't. No.
I really love it. Okay, so let's do a reading. What
Woo! All right.
you're
Woo-hoo.
gonna
Let's
do?
go. Okay.
I'll let you explain it.
All right. So you're gonna do. This is gonna be a revelation reading. This is gonna be. It's called My Greatest Strength and My Greatest Weakness. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do it on my phone, but maybe you can like pull it up so people can see kind of like what I'm doing a little bit. Let's go to My Greatest Strength first. Let's go to that.
Okay.
All right.
So
it's a
this is my personal.
Can you pull the spread real quick so the audience knows like what I'm doing?
Do what? What should I put up? Oh,
pull up the spread. Just put it up really quick so they know.
All right, hold on.
My Greatest Strength part. This is a 2-part one.
But it's the. Did you send that to me?
I did. I believe I did. Did I not? If I did, I can send it now.
Oh yes, I got it. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Let's save that. Save image. Right. Go there. And let's plug this in. Camera and overlay. Sorry. There.
Okay, so this is what we're doing. So it's 2-part. So we're doing this one first. So we're gonna see, Mary's greatest strength. We're gonna start with that. So Mary, now you just need to tell me when to stop. I'm gonna pull 4 cards.
Okay. So does it? These are my strength ones.
Yeah, this is the first one. Mm-hmm.
So stop.
Okay. All right. Next one.
And stop.
Okay. Next one.
And stop.
Okay. Last one.
And stop.
All righty. We got our first 4. All right. All right. 1. Okay. All right. And I'm going to send this to you. Oh, geez.
Okay. Ooh, wow. Okay. So let me pull that up. Wow. So this is my greatest strength. Woo! That's a little intense. Did you get locked? Are you there? I think she got locked. I'm going to tell her to log out and come back in. Yeah, she knows. There you go. Yeah. You got locked out for a minute.
Oh no, that's not good. Okay. All right. All right. So first one, so your greatest strength. So 7 of Wands is all things career, passion, project oriented. So your greatest strength is Yeah, you're really good at beating the competition, I guess. Like, you're good at working at it. Like, you don't care if like other people are doing what they're doing. You're gonna do you.
Yeah.
That's your greatest thing.
Yeah.
How you can utilize it. Oh, interesting. Okay. The devil. All right, that's Minor Arcana. I can utilize. I have to say, I've never in my life seen the devil in like an advantage card ever. So this is
Oh,
really this is really interesting how you can utilize it. All right, let me think about this one a little bit. Let me channel a little bit. Okay, so what it's funny because the first thing that comes to me again, this goes to your question, like how you channel light or like whatever your question was about how I do what I do, is just like I so I'm clairaudient, so I hear things. For some reason I get that what I'm getting right now is it's like it's like the Scorpio part of you.
yeah.
That like you know very well like when you're effing up and like when you like you know your own weaknesses. Like you know what they are. You're very aware of them. Whether or not you care, whether or not you know give a shit about them or you're gonna do anything about them is like different. But you know what you're doing very well. You're very aware of it. So I
Oh my,
think it's like kind of like being your Scorpio self is how you get it, how you like fend off all the competition. I think any signs of competition, like you just or like you know what it is, you know like how fierce you can be. But I think it's I would say it's like how you can utilize like knowing when to be your crazy Scorpio self, but also like knowing how to like calibrate it a little bit too. But it seems like you have that on lockdown, so I'm gonna move on. Um,
oh my God.
the road it will lead to, so the Five of Cups, but straight. The Five of Cups, like not straightforward. It is usually a cup. It's usually the sign of some sort of like loss. But the thing is, like as you can see, like the man, he's looking down at three cups down, and there's two other cups standing. So it's kind of like seeing kind of like a glass, like half empty kind of situation, but it's inverted. So the road it will lead to is probably a situation that you could have lost, but you're like, screw it. I'm gonna make the best out of it if it's inverted. If this were upright, it'd be different. So again, this goes into another lesson of like reading cards and if they're upright or not upright. This one's reverse. It's a reverse Five of Cups. So I think it's gonna lead to, I think you're gonna avert some sort of lost situation. What strength I need to develop is judgment. That's funny. That's really another major arcana. Yeah, judgment, learning like what opportunities are good, what people you should keep around and should not keep around. I mean, judgment, very straightforward. What you do need to develop is learning how to cut the fat or not, or
Cut the fat. Let's cut the fat. Oh my,
yeah,
that's
pretty much. Things that aren't working anymore, like by Felicia.
wow. So
That's
these are my strengths. These are my
those are your strengths. But what you need to develop is your judgment, which is a big thing to develop. So there you go. You got
yeah.
some homework. Use your
Okay.
work on your. All right.
So
All
now we're
right.
gonna go with the weaknesses.
That is so funny. I've never gotten the devil card in an advantage position, but only a Scorpio would get that though, I
Exactly.
guess.
Because we're fearless. We're not afraid.
Yeah. You're
We
just like,
face
yeah,
it. We face it.
you're just like, whatever.
Bring
That's
it
awesome.
on.
All right. Let's see. Okay.
So I got 3 cards I got to pick then.
Yeah. All right. I'll just shuffling a little bit. But all right, you can choose your 3 cards now.
All
All
right.
right.
Let's go with 1. Let's pick 2.
So did you pick one yet?
Yeah. Pick 1. Yeah. Get 1.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go to 2.
And pick it now.
Okay. Let's go to 3.
And now.
Okay. All right. Oh. Okay.
You're going to take a picture and send that to me, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Where are my pictures? Okay.
I kind of like this little system here. Change, taking the picture and being able to post it right away. Okay, there we go. So these are my weaknesses. Oh, I think you got locked out again. There you go.
All right, I'm back. All right. Okay, so the first one is your current weakness is like naive thinking. Just kind of like childish, white, naive thinking. I'm sorry, did you say something?
I was like, wow. I mean, that is so true. It's like the innocence of things.
Right. What will help you overcome it is, okay, the Knight of Swords is usually, okay, that's interesting. That's like it's not a person, but it's like an energy. It's kind of like impatience, but that's inverted. So being impatient is definitely not going to be helping. So the inverse of this is learning how to be patient. It's going to help you overcome it. Like just waiting to see how things pan out before saying or doing something. And the new direction, death inverted. Oh my goodness, Mary, you're just full of surprises. It's full of Scorpio surprises. Death, if it were not inverted, if it were just an upright card, would obviously mean letting go, the next transition, all of those things. But it being inverted is let me see. The new direction. Well, I guess I think grown up in that way. Yeah. I think like just if it's inverted, it means that it's something that you are actively dealing with. So
A weak.
yeah,
I'm actively dealing with one of my weaknesses.
I think so. If it's inverted.
But what is
Yeah.
my weakness? My naivety?
Being naive and being childish. Yeah.
So I'm trying to work. I'm working on not being so naive.
Well, you're working on not being so naive, but it seems like it's also just it's an impatience issue.
Okay. Okay.
So, and it's like being not naive with the Six of Swords. It kind of goes back to childhood. So it's something in childhood that's kind of making you a little not deal with obstacles very well, just kind of like not deal with all things patience that well. But your new direction is, I don't know, maybe making amends with that so that you can like be the adult that you really need to be. That's how I see it.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, that's the thing. Like some of these spreads do get kind of personal. Especially revelation spreads. I guess this is just an example for your viewers. They do get very personal. Yeah, it seems like there's just something in your childhood that gives you a kind of impatient type of temperament, which I do too. So no judgment. I have the same thing. I'm very impatient too because of things that happened in my childhood. But yeah, your new direction's dealing with, but it seems like you kind of are. So I don't know, whatever it is you're doing right now. I don't know, talking to your family, whatever it is. You are, so keep at it. I think what this is saying, but yeah.
I think that's real positive. I don't feel worried about it or stressed.
No.
I feel like it's a very positive reading. I like it. It's definitely shifts to another level.
Yeah. Because I mean, just with, let me see, let me look at your, okay, so all right, now that I'm looking at, because I can see my phone, now I'm looking at your strength spread with your weakness spread. It definitely, okay, I'm feeling like, okay, this is gonna get a little bit therapy, and this is how revelation spreads usually get. So this is why you do trust readers. But it does seem like whatever that devil card you got in your past, in your strength, I think that does have to do with this like Six of Cups childhood reading. So it's like whatever it is that you went through, it's like that is what makes you strong, what makes you be able to deal with the devil. But it does make you have kind of a rushed, impatient kind of character. It does give you that too.
I really feel like that sometimes when people cry too much over something. I don't have the patience for it. It's like
Right, okay, so that makes
buck up, shut the fuck up, and move on. I
right. It gives you like an intolerance of some sort.
know
Yeah, it's like an intolerance
it
that comes from whatever happened there. But it also gives you that grit. But it's like you got to exercise your judgment, which is, you know, what was this? What strength you need to develop the judgment to know, all right, when am I projecting a little bit on this person?
have to be a little softer because I have
Right.
no tolerance for people complaining.
But it's like you know that though.
Oh yeah, it's
You're
like
very aware of that.
be
But you may or
grateful.
may not be aware of that it comes from how you grew up.
Well, I think where it really comes from is this, and this is like real personal, but I don't care. When I was 10, my mother committed suicide, and I was the one that found her.
Right.
So for me, that's the absolute worst, worse than anything in the world, right? For me.
Right.
So this little crybaby shit in between, when people cry about some this and
Right.
like, come on, there's worse things than that. So I
You
have
went through the
patience.
worst,
Yes.
and that gives you, and it's like after the worst, you literally can't go any lower than the worst. So it gives you kind of like, it gives you like a toughness, but it's like you're in the healer space and you're here with a bunch of like sensitive empaths who like can't really handle a lot of Scorpio all the time, you know, they can't.
Exactly. Yeah. Even
But it's also maybe like impatience. Like I
yeah,
mean, the impatience makes a lot of sense. Like you don't want to miss out on life. Like
yeah,
sometimes like when you have a child where you're a little deprived, where you know it wasn't optimal, like you feel like, all right, now I have FOMO, now I have to like make it big, I have to like make it good, you know, and that brings a lot of
yeah,
impatience. But it's like a lot of good decisions in life do take patience.
yeah,
Hence the judgment part of things.
yeah. I'm working. I've been trying to work on that, but it's just
Right, obviously, yeah, and you are, so that's the good
it's
thing.
not even about me. It's like I don't even want to hear that stuff. It's like wasteful. It's wasteful
Right.
to even hear that. Like, ugh, come on, snap out of it.
Yeah, and there are times where some clients will need to hear that whole kinda like, "You need to snap out of it, get out of it," and
Mhm.
some clients, like, that might break them a little bit. So, again, that's where judgment comes in, and that's why that was in your spread as the final one, strengths to work on.
Slapping myself for being brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I don't think we got any questions. Let me look at Facebook real quick, see if anybody's asking any questions there. Last time we weren't able to. Yeah, nobody's asking anything. So I think we covered a lot. We got some
We
amazing. I like those charts. We should try to pull some more of those charts. More like do it in advance and
Yeah.
Crop them a little better. Or even just do it face down, your own. Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Not showing the card, but do a layout on your own, like what that would look like.
Yeah.
From your own deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to work on this today. Whatever. It could be fun. Now that I know that I can do that, I could pull up from what you send, and it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think we have some announcements. I want to thank you, Priscilla. This is really good reading. I love it. Devil or not devil, I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a 20% off code at the 100 Graces. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's everything? Anything and everything?
That's everything, yeah. Anything and everything.
Okay, good. They just have to go there, and you can, they can ask you questions or about custom pieces.
Yeah. I have a chat. I have a little chat thing on my website on the right, and you can ask me anything. And it's 24/7. I'll get the message.
Okay, sounds good. And then I still have my special 33.33, regular 45. And we want to thank you for subscribing, for listening, for commenting, for sharing. Take a moment, listen to some music, just reflect on your day, and be grateful for what you have, and patience. Patience, everybody. Loving you all. See you tomorrow. And Priscilla will be back in 2 weeks. I rotate with Amber Lily and Priscilla. Love you all. Thank you. Bless